Okay, there's one more loop to talk about, and it's actually the most complicated thing to explain in C#, most likely, or one of the most complicated things to explain in C#, is how exactly this loop works. The good thing about this loop, however, is it's very easy to use. Don't you love that? How like something that's very easy to use is typically the hardest to explain? I mean, it's pretty much true for most programming. Nah, it's not the most difficult thing to understand in C#, but it gets involved. But we're not going to be talking about how it works. We're just going to be talking about what we can do with it. What if I wanted to print or loop through all of my names and print them all out to the screen? Well, we could say for int index equals 0, index smaller than names count, index plus plus, console right line names at index. Well, that's already a step up from our while loop. Remember our while loop? Our while loop would look something like int while index equals 0, while index is smaller than names.count, console.writeLine names at while index plus plus. So here's how we would write the code in a while loop. Here's how we would write the code with a for loop. But this is so incredibly, ridiculously, insanely common. You will find yourself looping through a collection one item at a time, starting at the first item so many times in programming it isn't even funny, which is why most programming languages support a dedicated looping construct for doing exactly what we've been doing here. So watch this. For each string name in names, console.writeLine name. Each one of these loops do the exact same thing. So notice the simpler the construct, the more code you have to write. So up here we had a really simple while loop, which is the simplest loop that you could possibly have in any programming language. Then we have a little bit more complicated for loop, but it's actually cleaner once you get used to it. And then we have a super clean and easy for each loop, which is, like I said, if you want to find out how for each loops actually work, it gets very involved and not something we're going to be talking about until probably C# 102. But yeah,